Hi guys, I'm Tom and I'm here for another episode in my new runner series. This week I'm going to be talking about the call sheet, which is the Bible when you are on set. Regardless of whether it's a drama, a factual, entertainment, you need to know how to read this document. So yeah, sit back, relax and enjoy. So the purpose of this video, I've taken a call sheet that I've had on a drama before and I've repurposed it for this video. So there's no confidential stuff on there. It is all fake, it's all totally my imagination and a bit dreamy as well. I also want to point out that with the call sheet I'm about to show you, it is more catered towards drama, really. You can get different call sheets for dramas, but this is usually what they go for, in my experience anyway. But then again, for a factual and an entertainment, you can get another type of call sheet where it's a bit more listed, but I'll put up an image of that as well, just so you can get the idea. But if you can understand this, you'll all be able to understand that. The thing with the call sheet, you tend to have the bigger A4 call sheet, which is literally the document I'm about to show you, but then they also print it out into an A5 document, which goes with the sides of that day's shooting. Script. So whatever scenes you'll be filming that day, they'll be printed off as well, stapled behind it on a thing called the sides, and that's A5. So the A5 version is a side, the A4 version is a call sheet. Now at the top you'll see obviously it says something like call sheet number 8 of 25. Basically what that means is this is day 8 of a 25-day shoot. It can obviously go over, most likely will, most shoots tend to go over, and you also have the date at the top. And it also tends to put the production office right at the top, just so you can know where to go should you need any important documents. And just below that, you'll obviously have the logo of whatever you're filming, along with the director's name in the top left corner. I've just gone for Danny Boyle because I would love to work on a Danny Boyle movie one day. He is my all-time, he's like my icon for film. I am a sucker for Tradesman, if you didn't know that already. But less about him. Underneath director, you have the exec, producer and the line producer. And then on the right, there's a thing called unit call. Now that means when everyone needs to be on set. So at 8 o'clock, at 8 AM in the morning, every single person needs to be on set. And then underneath that, it's got an estimated wrap of 7 PM. And then again, just underneath that, you've got breakfast at Unibase at 7 o'clock, and then underneath there you've got 1 hour meal break at unit base, so that's 1 till 2, and then it says below that though, if you also notice on both the left and the right, you've got the schedule and the shooting scripts, and they both say from the instance of this, the 6th of September 2020. The schedule, they can change. If you've got like a pink schedule, that could change date, so you know, it means what day that schedule was issued. You will have a lot of different versions of the shooting schedule and the shooting scripts because they're constantly changing, so that will become pink schedule, yellow schedule, blue schedule, anything like that, and it will put the date of which the call sheet is going by. Same for the shooting scripts. If it's a series, then it will say we're filming episode 1, 3 and 7, and all these were issued on that date. And then underneath that you have the weather, the temperature, and just basically what it's going to be like that day. So that's really important if you're filming out and about when you're not inside. It's really good to look at that and know what you need to pack, what you need to wear. Then just below that on the left in this box, you'll notice it says unit base, location, police and hospital. Like I said, the unit base is where the unit is based. It is where you will find the production office, it's where you'll find the costume truck, it will be where you find the hair and makeup truck. It is the base of the shoot and the address will be there. Like I said, if it's a studio, it will be the normal production office studio address. But if you're out and about on location, it will be a car park, it will be like a rugby car park, something like that. And that's where you will drive to before eventually starting filming. Then underneath that you've got the location, and this is where you list all the locations that you'll be filming that day. If you've got 1, just put 1 address down. If there's 3, that means you'll be filming in 3 different locations. And for the purpose of this, I have gone for 3 different locations, so there would technically be 3 locations written down. And then just underneath that you have some local details, so the police and the hospital. And then to the right in that box you've got the production manager, assistant coordinator, production secretary, production trainee, second AD, third AD, floor runner, location manager, location assistant. Again, it can change what tends to be in them boxes. And like I said, the call sheet I'm showing you isn't gospel for every single call sheet you'll get given. It'll be completely different probably, but if you can understand this, you'll understand what you'll be given on set. And then in the important notes, it just tends to be information that everyone needs to know, such as this one, confidential waste. But if you're having a visitor on set that day, or if there's something like that, or someone's birthday, sometimes they'll put some fun things in there. But if there's any important notes that need to be passed on from production to the set, to the crew, then they'll be there. So make sure you always look at that, because there tends to be some information. And then this bit, this is the bit that always confused me when I was first given one, because I had no clue how to read a call sheet when I first started out, and this looks really confusing. And it wasn't until I worked in the production office on a kids show that I really understood what this actually meant. So I'll do my best to explain it to you. We'll start from the left of the box. It says scene, and then in there you've got loads of numbers listed. Basically that means we're filming scene 20, scene 70, 77, 78, 79, and so on. And then the next box from that is set and synopsis. So in here you'll say where we're filming. So the first box, it's the interior of Tom's house, and what you'll be filming in there is Tom is sat in his sofa, or sat on his sofa watching TV. So you'll put a basic idea of what you'll be filming. Then in the box next to that, it says DM, that's basically day or night. And this is so you know what you're filming when it's set. This is the second day of the story. So it's story day 2, and it's set at 8:30 in the morning. And then you'll see that a little further down we're filming scene 77, and it's day 21, and it'll be set at 15:45 in the afternoon. So this just gets you an idea of where the light will be. If you're filming outside, you need to know where the sun would be, and so on. And then next to that, actually I'm going to come back to this, and because this is the bit that really confused me when I first started out, so I'll come back to this once we've done the rest of the box. So 2 boxes on, it says cast, and in here you'll see a load of numbers. It doesn't say their names or their character names, it just says 1, 1, 1, 2, or 3, 7, 10. And basically, when you're casting, usually the lead actor will be number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. That tends to be how it goes. There can be a few differences in terms of contracts and stuff, but it tends to be like that. So for the first scene of that day, scene 20, Tom is going to be in that scene, and he is cast number 1. So they put 1 there. And then as you'll see further down in the box, 1 and 2 aren't there, instead it's 3, 7 and 10. So as you'll see, it's basically whoever it needed in that scene, they'll put that number there. So costume, ADs, whatever, they know easily who's who. And box over from that, it's notes. In here it tends to be how many essays you're going to have, what they are. So as you can see, there's no notes in the first 2 boxes. In the next 3 though, there's ×7 zombies. And this is basically saying we need 7 zombies in this film. And then in the final box, it says location, explanatory, it's the location we're filming at. And as you'll notice, again, it just says the number. If you go back to one of the earlier boxes where it says the location, it's got numbers next to each address. As you can see, 1, 2 and 3, they correspond to the numbers in this box. I also just want to point out that in between 70 and 77, there should also be a location move box, like the one just here, in between 79 and 10. That just lets everyone know that there will be a location move in between filming these scenes. Now going back to the pages column, this is the bit that really confused me. I didn't understand what it meant at all. For about a good 6 months of working in the industry, you'll see it says 2/8. Basically what that means is it's 2/8 of a page. So if you've got an A4 or A5 piece of paper, what you do is you fold the piece of paper in half, like that, then fold it again, and then fold it again, and that's the most you can fold it. And then when you unfold it, you'll see that there are 8 sections to the page. So 1/8 will be that much, 2/8 would be that much, and 8/8, 1 full page, would be the whole thing. So where it says 2/8, that is literally 2/8 of an A4 or an A5 page. When you get down to scene 78 where it says 1 3/8, that's 1 full page and then another 3/8 of a second page. So it's literally self-explanatory like that. And then you'll also notice right at the bottom it says page count. That just tells you how many pages you'll be doing. So in total that day you'd get through 5 7/8 of script. Moving on, we then get to the next section, which is all about the cast. And like I said, you've got the ID numbers in that first column, 1, 2, 3, 7 and 10. And in the next column, it will be the actor name. So for the first one, if it was me, it would be number 1, then Tom Dix, and then character would be Tom. And then in the next box, you'll notice it says SWF. Now what that means, again, I had no clue. Basically, it means start, work, finish. So for instance, looking at number 1, Tom, he is just working. It's just a normal working day for him. Then if we go down to number 3, you'll notice it says WF. That means work, finish. This is his last day on set. Then the one below that, it says SWF. They're basically starting today, they're working, and they're also finishing today. It's their only day on set. And then on the last one, it says SW again. That just means they're starting today and they're working. It's their first day on set. And going across, you'll then see a few more times where it says hair, makeup, costume. So as soon as they arrive at 7:30, they are wanted in makeup straight away at 7:30, and then go into costume at 7:45, and then they need to be on set at 8 o'clock. So you'll just see all the timings for who's needed. When you have a lot of people, especially when you've got a lot of essays, it's a really good way to kind of just tick off, use it as a bingo card, get your Sharpie, and if the first person's gone into makeup, jot them down. If someone's arrived, jot them down. And you can start to see who's needed where at what time and who's still not arrived, etc. On the next page, this is just, you don't necessarily need to look at this all the time, and I think it's very self-explanatory as what this page is, but it tends to be just where all of the crew is listed, so you'll see, and it tends to go in alphabetical order, so with art department, accounts, ADs, electrical, locations, production, everything is on there. So you'll tend to start off the head of department's name, their phone number, and then just basically list it in order of superiority within that department usually. Again on here you'll also have catering, and it then tells you who they're making catering for. So you'll see they're doing breakfast for the cast and crew and the essays, and there's going to be a total of 65 people. That can change every day sometimes, but it can also say the same. Just below that actually it says radio channels. This, obviously you'll be given a radio when you're on set to keep in contact with everyone. The first channel tends to always be the AD department, then you've got the AD spare. So if someone's on the radio and they say to you, Tom, can you switch to channel 2? You'll then say to them, switch in, just so that they know you have heard that they want to talk to you privately. You'll then switch to channel 2 and proceed the conversation. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many you have left tends to be allocated to whatever department. Then underneath that you've got unit transport. This tends to be where all of the transport for the production is listed. So you'll have a few minibuses maybe, and you'll then have times put on there with the passengers that are going in there on that day, where they're being picked up, the destination and the arrival time. So again, it's another way for you to know who to contact should someone be late. Now as a whole, that makes up the call sheet. But there's one other page that is important, and this is the advance schedule. So say we've obviously been looking at Tuesday the 10th of November. On the final few pages, I've only done one box for the purpose of this, but on the last few pages you'll tend to have the remaining days of that week, or the next 3, 4 days advance schedule, so you know what's going to be filmed, where you're going to be, you have a kind of idea. Just because they're written down, doesn't mean that they can't change. They most likely will, and new days might be added in. But that's a brief idea of where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing. Thanks for watching though guys, I hope this has been of use, because I personally had no idea what a call sheet was when I started out in the industry. So I think just going through it like this really does help. Don't forget though, this isn't the gospel call sheet. There are many different kinds of call sheets, but as long as you can understand each section on this call sheet, then you're going to find it easier when you eventually get out on set. But other than that, please go and check out my social medias. Let me know down below what you want me to talk about. If you've got any queries about the industry, let me know and I will get them made into a video for you. But other than that, I will join you next week for another video in this Being a Runner series. Bye!